Hello and welcome to Fast Horses Today for Thursday, the start of the race week over at Del Mar. We're going to go over some racing for August 27th, so let's get started. So we're going to get started with a little Bing Crosby to kick us off and kick off the action where the turf meets the surf. Take it away, Bing. Like Bing Crosby said, where the turf meets the surf down at Old Del Mar, that's where we will go. We're going to skip over the first few races. We're going to start out with a late pick 4, which does start in the fourth race. Fourth race has an approximate post time, 3:32 Pacific time, so that's 5:32 here in the Central Time Zone. Fourth race kicks us off with a 6.5 furlong dirt sprint, $50,000 claimers. These are open company horses. These are 3-year-olds only. Now, in studying this race, it just looks like there's a lot of speed in this race. You know, several horses can go, and it looks like they will. I don't know that the riders really have much of a choice. These are just some speed burners here. So makes for a nice race and, you know, a challenging handicapping chance here to get this pick 5 started. So I'm going to put 2 horses in. I think one of these 2 will get it done for us. You know, be that as it may, that there's a ton of speed. I am going to go with one of the speed horses, being the 5 horse, Liam Smith. Liam Smith will probably be your favorite, betting favorite. He is the program favorite, 8-5. Jeff Mullins, a trainer. Ismail Jaramil on the horse. Now, Jaramil has been on this horse from the outset. This horse was a claim. The Mullins barn took this horse off of Doug O'Neill back in the wintertime at Santa Anita off a win. He ended up having a really smashing win after that for the Mullins barn by open lengths. There probably were some problems there because this horse had a break. I know he was entered a couple times and scratched. He did surface back here at the Del Mar meet, ran a 5 furlong turf sprint against older horses, a little bit better company here, starter allowance company. I thought he ran a nice race for a comeback race there. He took the lead like was expected. And, you know, he just ended up fading a bit, you know, ended up coming third that day. But Liam Smith, certainly high-octane speed, like many others in this race have. He's probably the fastest of the bunch. We're going to see if that 6.5 furlongs plays a factor, which, you know, it could. Certainly can get these horses weary in the stretch. I'm going to put Liam Smith in. I'm going to also put the 4 horse, was Fianello. Fianello for Steve Knapp, Tiago Pereira on the ride here. Now, Pereira has ridden this horse in his last 3 starts. Now, this horse, California bred, has been running in stakes company, also running in allowance company. So this is the first time they're putting this horse in for a claim. This is a homebred for the owners there. They've been breeding to this mare, My Fiona, for a while, and some nice offspring coming out of this My Fiona broodmare. I have noticed these siblings or these offspring of My Fiona seem to like a distance. So I'm wondering if maybe this, you know, high octane speed race is going to come into play where Fianello will come charging at the end. We've seen Fianello do this in the past. Did that back in the Echo Eddie, winning at a big price at Santa Anita back in April. So I think that Fianello will come running late. So I'm going to put the 4 and the 5 to kick off this pick 5 in the 4th race. Let's go to the 5th race of the day. 5th race, a 1.1 on the grass. These are maiden claimers. They're $62,500 claimers, fillies and mares, and it's 3-year-olds and older. They're open company, so these are, you know, claiming horses. Some horses have been running on the maiden special weight circuit and dropping in for this. I'm going to put 2 horses in this race. I think one of these 2 gets it done. The 4 horse was Jet Black Jewel for Bob Hess. Juan Hernandez takes the call. Now, he takes the call over Kent DeSormo, and I do think that's a good jock switch here. You know, Kent DeSormo, obviously Hall of Fame rider, has a ton of ability, but, you know, Kent DeSormo is not somebody you can depend on all the time anymore. So, anyway, Juan Hernandez certainly, you know, is somebody who does win a lot of races, and 3-1 in the program could end up being your favorite here. They're dropping this horse into a claim, and also what I find interesting is they're taking pounds off. So they're taking pounds off, which cost the owners $12,500 if someone claims this horse. Looks like they're just set to win here. So Jet Black Jewel, I think it looks ready to win here off her last several races. Going to also put the 5 horse was Golden Hope for Vladimir Serin. Vladimir Serin puts Umberto Rispoli on the horse. Rispoli rode the horse last time. That was a dirt sprint. Not quite sure why they put her in that race, but, certainly sharpens up her speed. She had speed already. I think this horse gets out and goes. This horse does drop into maiden claiming races, coming off a series of decent races at the maiden special weight level, especially the one back in June. Horse ran a nice race. So I see this horse getting out to the lead. We'll see. Sometimes these maiden claimers don't pass each other, and you could take them to distance. So we'll put the 4 and the 5 in the 5th race. All right, let's go to the 6th race of the day. 6th race, this is a 6-furlong dirt sprint. These are $12,500 claimers, 3-year-olds and up, open company horses. Decent field signed on, very competitive here. I'm going to put 2 horses in that I feel should get it advanced here for us. The first being the 5-horse Checks on the Way. Simon Callahan, trainer. Not a big fan of Callahan, but he does win races here and there. I just think this horse is dropping into a level that's going to make him competitive. Umberto Rispoli takes the call. This horse has been running in the California allowance, first level allowance company, on the dirt, on the turf. Obviously they're giving up on this guy by putting him in this claiming race, but maybe it's just a chance. He found some company he can keep and get the win here. Checks on the Way. Umberto Rispoli 8-1. Then I'm going to put the 6 horse, who is Gypsy Tears, for Val Brinkerhoff and Tyler Bays. Now, I know these guys do pair up for some wins at times. This horse certainly fits here with this group. 3-1 in the program. I was thinking about singling Gypsy Tears, but again, in these type of level of races, horses don't always put together winning streaks. This horse does come off a win, and a nice win at that, at Del Mar. Horse also does like Del Mar, having 3 of his 7 lifetime wins coming at the Seaside Oval. So Gypsy Tears certainly likes it there in Del Mar. We're going to see if he could put it together and win a second one. I think that he's certainly in among friends, faster than a lot of these horses. Should get a nice setup here, stalking trip. We're going to put the 5 and the 6 here in the 6th race. All right, let's go to the next race of the day, which is the 7th race. 7th race. This is a starter allowance race. Here they're going a 1 1/16 on the grass. These are fillies and mares, open company. Starter allowance who have not won 2 races or in for the claim for 50,000. So I've got 4 horses here. I think this is a pretty open race. One of these 4 will get it done for us. Going to put the long shot in, Lady Marianne for George Gutierrez, Hector Barrios here. Now this horse at one time was a pretty good horse. She's seen better days, but does show some nice even races at this level. Comes off a couple sprints with Hector Barrios. Hector gets on her again. This horse might just go to the front off those last couple races. We're going to see what the tactics will be here for George Gutierrez, trainer, and Hector Barrios. But 12-1, we'll put Lady Marianne in the race here that I feel is lightly talented. Going to put the 7 horse. 7 horse being Cat the Confidant. John Sadler, Umberto Rispoli. Now Rispoli, I feel, does have some live mounts on Thursday to start off the week. We'll see if he gets winning. This horse has run in these starter allowance level races the last couple races. Just a couple even races certainly puts him in the mix here. 4-1. This horse used to run with better horses, so certainly does belong here. We'll see. We'll give this horse a chance here. Cat the Confidant at 4-1. Going to put the 8 horse, who is Lania, for Vladimir Serin. Vladimir Serin, he's got a lot of horses running on Thursday. He's got some droppers too. I don't know if they're looking to empty out the barn or what they're doing there at the Serin barn, but he does have some live ones. Joel Rosario on the horse here. Now this horse comes off a series of races at this level, at the starter allowance level, having run some good races, 7-2. We'll see if Joel Rosario makes a difference. He's been riding really well and winning races. Comes off a nice second place finish to Orange Thunder last time, and certainly fits with this group. So we'll put the 8 horse in there, and then finally going to put the 9 horse, who is Rehearsal. Rehearsal for Phil D'Amato, Antonio Fresu. Now this horse has been running at the starter allowance level for the past couple years now, running some decent races, coming second. Hasn't gotten the win there, but again, in this field, I don't really see a whole lot of standouts here. This horse can certainly work out a trip, and Fresu knows this horse, having ridden her the last couple times. 5-1, we'll put rehearsal in here. So we've got the 3, 7, 8, 9. All right, let's go to the last race of the day. Last race being the 8th race. This is a mile on the dirt going 2 turns. These are condition claimers. These are $16,000 claimers, and are non-winners of 3. So, just kind of your bottom rung around there at Southern California, and they're going to put them 2 turns, which is interesting. They don't usually card these, but I'm going to put 5 horses in there in the pick 5 here, hoping that we have a live ticket, 5 horses in coverage, and get this done with a couple prices. I'm going to put the 2 horse with Stagger Lee for Steve Miotti, Drayden Van Dyke on the horse here. Now this horse has been running, around this level. I think this horse has been running with maybe a little bit better horses than what he's going to be facing here. So Stagger Lee, inside post. I don't know if Van Dyke will kind of push this horse to the lead. There are some speed horses outside of him, so we're going to see what the tactics will be. Maybe work out a trip and finish up. 8-1, we'll put Stagger Lee. I'm going to put the 5 horse. 5 horse being Stay for the Boom. Christopher Davis, Juan Hernandez. Now, I like the fact Hernandez takes over. Ricardo Gonzalez has been riding the horse. Don't know what's going on with Ricardo Gonzalez, but he's just not winning. So, definitely an improvement there with Juan Hernandez on the horse. This horse definitely shows speed and shows some nice speed and sprint. So, the move to the 2 turns certainly should put this horse in play. We'll see if Juan Hernandez goes to the lead on this horse here at 8-1 for Christopher Davis. Christopher Davis, I've spoke about him before, is a good trainer. He does win races. We'll see if he can get it done here and get his first win over at Del Mar with this price here at 8-1. That's the 5 horse, Stay for the Boom. Going to put the 6 horse was Mio Bambino for Dean Pedersen. Joel Rosario takes the call here. Now this is a new claim here for Dean Pedersen. Pedersen claimed this horse in the last race at the same level off of Andy Mathis. Andy Mathis really hadn't been winning much at Del Mar. We'll see if Dean Pedersen off the claim can get it done here. Last race this horse ran was a favorite at Del Mar at this same level, 16,000, non-winner of 3. Came second, just missed, at the end. Ended up losing to a horse named Soy Nern. Soy Nern probably would beat this field, so we'll see. We'll give Mio Bambino a chance here at 7-2. Going to put the 7 horse with Southern Melody. This is a big-time dropper for Craig DeLassy. Southern Melody 4-1 with Antonio Fresu here. Now, Fresu's ridden this horse, at least one time in her career. This horse is dropping into 16,000 claiming. So I don't know if this is a panic drop here for the DeLassy barn, or they're trying to get a win here. They've only had 1 win out of 12 starts in the DeLassy barn. Usually he wins more than that. So this horse has some races that definitely puts him right in the mix of things here. We'll see if this horse can get it done, or if this is just a panic drop and this would be an also ran. But we'll put Southern Melody in. And then finally going to put the 9 horse, Rhythm on Stage for Victor Garcia. He puts the Apprentice Bautista on the horse here. Now, so horse gets a weight break. This horse drops, well, I shouldn't say drops into this race. This horse did run at this level last time out, and it gotten beaten by a couple of these horses. But we're going to, give this horse a pass. He stumbled, kind of badly at the start of the race, and really just kind of took himself out of it there. So we'll give this horse another chance at this level. He'd been running with better and showing some decent races. So you figure this drop to 16 should be right up his alley. The Victor Garcia barn, certainly does win races along the way at the Southern California racing circuit. So certainly Victor Garcia can get it done. So I think this drop here looks to be a good move. I think this horse, certainly fits with these. And, we'll see. Hopefully you get a better break here on this 9 horse. So we're going to put the 2, 5, 6, 7, 9 in the last race of the day. All right, now let's recap the day and recap the bets. Okay, so to start out the week at Del Mar, Thursday, August 27th, we're going to play a late pick 5, which does start in the 4th race. In the 4th race, we're going to start this out with the 4-5. With the 4-5. With the 5-6. With the 3, 7, 8, 9. With the 2, 5, 6, 7, and 9. So that pick 5 ticket is an $80 play. I think it's worth it. I think we've got some big fields. You can see a nice payoff there to start out this week in the pick 5. If you want to play the ticket as is, I'm wishing you the best of luck. You can always add or subtract to it to fit your budget. If you don't want to play the pick 5, you can play the pick 4, pick 3s within it, whatever suits you. So let's wish the folks over at Del Mar a very safe day of racing, and let's wish ourselves some good trips that always makes a difference there at Del Mar in winning and losing races. So thanks again for watching Fast Horses Today, listening to the picks. Appreciate all the new subscribers we've had. Appreciate the subscribers we've had since day one. Thank you to everybody who's been watching. Hopefully I've been giving you some good information. If you haven't done so, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. You can always like, dislike any videos. You can make comments, make good comments, make bad comments. I promise to respond to everything. So as always, we'll get things going here for the weekend starting off. Let's get this weekend started off quickly at Del Mar. And that's Del Mar, where the turf meets the surf. We will see you back for more coverage all weekend. Thank you.